This is the coming of the main attraction. This is the coming of the main attraction. Children of your mind, read the end of time. Serpents wearing business suits with evil on their minds. Only those aware live without a care. Halos coming down and show a flawless victory here.
I'm excited. What's up, Triangle? Hey, this is Jay Rillis, your host, and I'm glad y'all here again for another great show. And believe it or not, the topic today, I think everybody should really get into this because it relates to all of us, is family matters. What happened to the dinner table concept? Meaning that when mama says she cooking and she yelled out on the field like, hey, look, mama cooking. And then when they say mama cooking, and you'll drop the ball and everybody already understood that mama cooking, if you ain't get at that table, you ain't eat. And you won't play no games at that table. You won't texting nobody at that table. You actually weren't doing anything other than eating and tending to what mama and everybody in the family was talking about. So that's what touched my heart today because I've never, me personally, ever experienced that. You know, other than when my grandma used to make us come together during holidays. But, you know, and I know how important it is. You know, so again, first, before I even go into it and get all deep and everything, I got another co-host, my co-host from last week. Get excited. Lyric is here to speak. Lyric, I'm glad you're here.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
I'm totally glad she's here. And at the end of the day, I'm going to let her do more of the talking today, y'all. Because I heard from the viewers that I get a little wordy. So either way it go, I just want to show this information about the, no, we'll get to that later. But Lyric, tell me how much, honestly, family coming together, communicating, each one teaching one, and all of that, you know, means to you, you know, as a woman, as a black woman out here. You know.
For me, my start was my grandmother, and she was the rock for the whole family. And you know, when she called the dinner, everybody was at the table. Big cousins, little cousins, it didn't matter. You better be there before the street lights, and you better be at the table, eat your food. Don't get up before you're finished, type thing. Don't touch that cup until your food is finished. That's what I came up with. So I know what it means to be family and have a meal together, share a meal together. That's a beautiful experience that we don't do anymore. I have to literally fight my children to get them to the table, pull away from the TV because they want to play video games. They want the plate in the lap and go in their room and, you know, but we're working on that. We have become separated.
You know where I really think it comes from, though? Is when mama will go to work. Let's say your mama worked third shift or just daddy left third shift. Because mama got a little lenient when daddy won't there.
Yes.
So when, let's say, daddy went to work, everybody got to eat in their room. Everybody got to be like, mama, go on with that, mom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And why do you think it was so important for, I guess, the powers that be to separate that man out of that house? Because mama talk like this, daddy talk like that.
Yes.
But when daddy talk, dad ain't even really got to say a word. He just got to come in like he worked hard all day.
No.
The whole house quiet. So you see the power of, you know, having these elements in the home at the dinner table to generate that conversation. So, you know, even with him being estranged or whatever, we got the internet, we got Wi-Fi, we got speaker phones. We can put him at that table, you know, while we eating, honestly, because without that male influence, that house ain't right. I don't care what nobody say.
That's true.
You know, because I grew up in the house, You know, unfortunately, humble beginnings, but my dad wasn't there, you know, but I don't regret it because my mom was super strong. And I give Margaret a props. Margaret, what's up, Margaret? Bull City. No, just my mom was crazy. Anyway, but my mama was strong. And I honestly was 32 years old when I realized my mom was 5'2". Because I had that much fear of my mama.
You sound like
I
my
had
mother.
that much fear of my mama, man. I was like, look, police, take me to jail. Don't take me to my mama's house. Take me to jail, because I promise you, I don't need to go. Jail cool. I know people in there, because I grew up in the hood. So hit me when I say, my mama was like, you feel me? Because I remember, no, all jokes aside, I can call me out, because ain't can't nobody say nothing about me, because I'm so brutally honest. I was with my friends, we were about 11, 12 years old. You know what I'm saying? And they stole something out of the store. I remember Roses. Y'all remember Roses? Stole something out of Roses. I don't know what's going on, but I'm the one lagging behind and really not interested in taking off running and don't know why they're running. So I'm lagging, so I get snatched up. Hey, where's that stuff? We saw y'all stealing. I'm sitting there like, I don't know nothing, bro. I ain't stole nothing. Dude, check my bags. I ain't had nothing, but because they took off, you know, I'm the one that got to go home to Margaret. So, hear me when I say, I got whooped like I stole something. You know, you got whooped. I'm going to whoop you like you stole something.
Yes.
I got whooped like I stole something. And I ain't steal nothing. But I never was around them ever again in Roses or any department store for that ever in life. When they went in the store, guess what? I went after they got out. But that didn't mean, you know, I had to cut my homies off. But I say all that to say family matters. Those morals and that's why I think you got a lot of gangs. You feel me? Because mama talk like this, daddy talk like that.
Well, the gang, I think that exploded with after the male was efficiently out of the house and mama hated him when we got to that point where daddy's not around type thing, and the mama got to go work 2 or 3 jobs, and when she come home she sleeps, she don't see nothing at all, and kids is running and taking care of themselves and taking care of brother and sister type thing. So you know, the gang was supposed to have been a family, but of course we all know that that's nothing, because once you in that trap and you locked up, ain't no homie sending no mail, no commissary, none of
No
that.
zoom zooms,
None
no
of that.
wow wow.
Ain't taking care of your kids, your sister, your mama, nobody sending nobody nothing. You just in there, and that's your set and your clique, and you stuck with it. That's what's up. You know, I don't knock nobody, but that's what's up.
Then, see, that's why I'm so glad I got a female on this panel. Because with the female on the panel, we get to see their point of view. And theirs is just as valid, because you got the matriarchal and the patriarchal. If we want to go back to Egypt, we can go there. Because they truly believe you can't rule a kingdom without the yin and the yang. And that means the woman and the man. You got to have a hammer, and you got to have the feather. Or the dove, that peace symbol. You get what I'm saying? But look in Denver Airport. On the walls, they got a knife going through a dove. But I asked them what they talking about. Some told me to just throw that at y'all. They got these pictures around there just predicting chaotic stuff going on that's supposed to go on in this place here. And Denver Airport has been under so much scrutiny for that and destroying peace. And they applaud themselves with the pictures on the wall. So getting back to the family. Moral of the story, you cannot have an equal balance or balance without that male role model. And if you notice, there was a certain group of demographics and certain group of economic demographics that had to wear that hat, especially if they wanted assistance. You know what I mean? So when you look at the urban community, you be like, she ratchet, he ratchet. So what? You'll be amazed that they mama worse than them. Let me tell you, you'll be amazed they mama worse than them. They better than us. Because guess what? You only, how can I say it? You are what you eat. You got to understand, we eating with this, we eating with this, we eating with this. Any orifices, you're eating with it, or you're learning smells, tastes, how it sounds. You're learning the vibrations of it. So when you hear yelling and fussing and arguing, constant bickering and no peace, or we'll even say no spiritual belief, You know what I mean? And most of these homes can't have a spiritual belief because they're so busy going through unholy things. You know what I'm saying? By just trying to take care of the family. You know what I'm saying? Because here it is, you look at the birds. You look at everything on the planet, they got somewhere to live. They got food to eat. We supposed to be the most intelligent animal on earth, but we drinking some other animal's milk. Dummy. I'm going to say it again. We drinking some other animal's milk. To my cereal cold. Give me some cow milk. Do you see a wolf going to a damn well? Tell me, hey, look, where's he? Hey, since you popped up out that water, let me get some of that milk you got on you. Oh, we ain't even got to go a well. We'll go a bear to a deer. Do you think a bear go to a deer and be like, hey, man, my cereal cold. Can I get a little bit of that milk on you? Hold up. Before you take off running for them shooting at you. No, guess what? I keep saying this family matters. When mother moves her nipple from that child's mouth, that's all the milk that child ever needed. So we got to stop these generational curses. You feel me? And just doing what everybody else doing. You get what I'm saying? Why you doing what everybody else doing? Because it seem easy or ain't nobody going to judge you. Guess what? Your child going to die from your ignorance. Or going to be polluted with a lot of stuff in them that shouldn't be in them. When all in them should be mama in them. But what you got to say about this lyric? Because I mean, really, I'm about to tell them about some good stuff in a minute because the news didn't even get it to them. I'm about to turn up.
Well, yeah, you are quite correct. That is all we need. The Bible, as some of y'all follow, I can't remember the exact phrase, verse, blah, 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 but I do know that it goes, I have provided everything that you need that has seeds. That is what you're supposed to drink. That is what you're supposed to eat. Every fruit that has a seed, every plant that has a seed. He put the herbs and the fruit here for you, and that is your meat.
Mm-hmm. It's actually in Genesis, and it actually says, I left the meat. No, excuse me. Ooh, let me get it right. I left the herbs and plants as your meat and medicine.
There you go.
That's exactly what it said, and it's in Genesis. So God said it. I'm glad you said that. And that goes back to the health and awareness, generational curses. That goes back to everything I really be talking about. I mean, it's so real because if God, let me say it again, God said, with your flat teeth representing herbivores, take your herbs, and I ain't talking about no ganja, for all everybody that just want to, stay in that little world, herbs, man. I'm talking about stuff like kale. I'm talking about stuff like, man, we can go into all natural things that God provides that come from the earth. It's the herbs, you know what I mean? Like parsley, like we could say ginger. All of these things come out of the ground, So, and then on top of that, and going back to the verse, God said he left all the herbs and plants as your meat and medicine. Let's go to the plants. The kale. Kale is a plant. I said herb. Plant. You get what I'm saying? And kale, the definition of kale is cleansing. Look it up. If you don't believe me, go to God. Know everybody like, boy, there you go talking. Whatever. Kale means cleansing. So when you put this, and let me tell you how I do it personally, because I don't want nobody to ever think, there you go talking about something. I literally used this stuff for a long time till I moved back to North Carolina. Now I'm trying, getting my diet back right now, but I would take, and this is for all those people that are overweight, that are dealing with blood issues, that are dealing with diabetes, lupus, any type of cancers where every illness in you coming from the blood. This is what you do. Take that kale, a bushel of that kale. I'm telling you, it worked for me, and I'm strong like bull right now. Come here, I'm Ross of the TV. Come here. Moral of the story. I'm just saying, take the kale, freeze it. Throw it in the freezer raw. Don't cook none of it, because after you cook it for a hot little 10, 15 minutes, all the nutrients gone. Freeze it. It crushes up like powder. And when you crush it up like powder, you're going to put it in a bag, and like a sandwich bag. You might fill up about 5, 6 bags or whatever, but each and every one of those baggies, you're going to throw it in the blender with your flaxseed, GNC, your psyllium husk, GNC, your omega swirl, GNC, and you're gonna put your fresh fruits, pineapples. You're gonna cut the pineapple up. You ain't gonna go and get no frozen pineapples, cause that's processed. We're trying to stay away from that. So we're gonna get the diced up pineapples, fresh pineapples, blueberries, fresh blueberries. We're gonna freeze them because one thing about it, you don't have to put no ice in it because all of this stuff is cold. You get what I'm saying? Then, then you're gonna take cinnamon. I tell everybody because cinnamon is the only ingredients over the I ain't gonna say over the counter, but in the cabinets that's at everybody's house that actually balance your glucose. Your glucose. Ask anybody. You know what I'm saying? I'm a big fan of House, yeah, granted. I'm talking about House, the actor on TV House. But do you know what? That brother was not lying about none of these shows. And on top of that, I'm a big fan of reading up on stuff like upper respiratory, aspartame, milk, all that. Yeah, that's why your kids sick. Honestly, you take your kids off that milk, Family Matters, they will not get sick at all. They'll go through the whole winter, I promise you. As long as they use peroxide after they brush and no milk, your child will never get sick. Unless he just sickle it. You know, we don't hope that ain't what that is. You feel me?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, look, I don't want to hold them, but I'm going to talk about this and I'm going to let Larry take over. Moral of the story, I went to a conference over the weekend. I kept telling everybody about it. The My Brothers Keepers Conference. I want people to zoom in on this.
Good stuff.
The My Brothers Keeper Conference. You get what I'm saying? And it's basically all about the community coming together, realizing that Black lives matter. Not just Black lives, but melanated, skinned children, from Hispanics to Black children, matters. Because what's so ironic is that the numbers are statistically outrageous when it comes to graduating, when it comes to gang recruiting, when it comes to, I mean, down to the letter, you know, of and this isn't Barack, excuse me. This ain't just some stuff Durham doing. Barack created this. And this is pretty much his initiative to come into the city of Durham to help out the, you know, the young and up and coming future of Durham. And I'm talking about, I got the strategy plan here, how they're gonna do it from step 1 to step 2. I have the timeline when it should be. One of the timelines here is December the 16th of next year. The other timeline, all of them pans up to a year. So they're working on this stuff now. I would go through all of it, but we won't have, you know, that much time. But I want to give a shout out to a couple of the venues that were there, that were representing themselves. And this is a couple of them I'm going to just blurt out of the top. Exchange Family Center in Durham, and that's Earl W. at Exchange, and they spell Exchange, EXCHNAGE Family Center. So if you need to reach them there, that's where they're located. Academic organizations like Movement of Youth, and this is Movement OFYouth.org. So I'm going to go MOVEMENTOFYOUTH.org. Okay, this is the Movement of Youth. And all of these are actually collectively here to look out for those young men that are desperately looking for help via sponsorship or, you know, just helping them to guide them through life. And I got to call this brother out because I went to school with his daughter, and this is his partner. And this is Thomas Mentor Leadership Academy. Okay, and you can reach Mr. Thomas himself or his academy. Let's go to the academy. TMLACADEMY. We got a call coming in. Call us. Hold tight. Let's see who this is. We got a caller coming in. Caller, you're on the air. What's the topic? Today's topic is actually Family Matters, and just basically telling the viewers, you know, how much family matters to you and why it's important.
What you say? I hear you.
It's Family Matters. The topic today is Family Matters, and why does it matter, and what's so important about keeping family values like at the dinner table and stuff like that. You know, just making sure all the family check on each other. And why does that matter?
Why does it matter?
Hmm.
Because when you have nobody, you're supposed to have your family. That's why it matters.
And that's real.
You know, it's not like when we was coming. When I was coming up, where I was raised, you got your ass whooped by one person in the family. Everybody else in the family down there whooped your ass. Fucking up.
We can't curse, but I understand. I understand.
Sorry about that, man.
Yeah, I understand. I understand. But yeah, definitely. And I mean, and I can side with that because the mother had to be mom and dad.
Yeah, well, my mother was my mom and dad. My dad wasn't really there. It was me, my mother, and my grandmother.
You know, and I was talking about that, how Planned Parenthood and Section 8 separated the father. You know, and most of the time he was trying to pay that $500-600 child support. He was like, I ain't going down there. I got to go to work. They understand when I pay it off.
Yeah, I know where you're coming from. I'm going through a situation like that right now, as we speak.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, but I do want to put it out there if don't nobody know. I want y'all to look up this gentleman. His name is Mr. Weems Jr. He's running a financial service and he teaches at Central, believe it or not, for free, in the finance building. His name is Mr. Weems. Mr. Weems Jr. actually helps fathers rekindle their relationship back with their child, and he has judges that actually will step in, take a look at your case, and bring the mom in and tell her this is how it's gonna go down. And he'll listen to your case and actually make it make sense more so, put it under magnifying glass versus just you being some paperwork. So I recommend y'all look up Mr. Weems though.
How about when you have a situation where you're on your child's life, but the mothers are just doing the totally opposite, trying to put you against the children against you?
Well, I mean, me personally, what I look at that, man, is when you got them, love on them. Love on them, let them know you love them, let them know. And this is what I did with my son. This is from experience. Mama would say, I guess, whatever she would say, but I would stop him. Because one of my slogans is, if it's negative, keep it a big secret. I don't want to know. You see how it works? So if I don't hear it, I can respond all positive as all I want, but I would tell him, Mama not feeling good right now. You know what I'm saying? And she'll feel better later. You know, I said, if you notice, we still communicate. You still come over. I'm still raising you. And, you know, she did a Peter Pan. And, I mean, I'm dealing with some issues like that. As a matter of fact, 2 years ago, I raised them since 1.5 in my home in Eagles Landing, Stockbridge, Georgia. Raised them. She got a boyfriend. And the whole time she was dating, I was so happy for both of them because she needed somebody. You get what I'm saying? But soon as she got with him, somehow it rolled down the hill that they don't need daddy. They just need each other and Jalen. So I ain't seen my son but one time in 2 years. But I still wouldn't say nothing negative about his mom.
Yeah, well, I wish you and me could say the same. I had mine for the summer, and it was just ridiculous. I go to call my son. When I go to call him, it's always a excuse. But time they need something, they call him. Like with my oldest son, won't call me, hey, Dad, how you doing? As soon as he needs some money, they calling me with the ridiculous stupidness.
That's real. And what you got to say? Because we got a lady on the panel, and I want to hear what she got to say.
Well, that
All right.
particular situation is
Hello?
Yeah. She's responding right now. I'm gonna see what she's responding to what you're saying.
that is kind of a touchy because you got some
I can't hear
crazy
you,
women
lady.
Uh,
out here that
Okay, she talking. I'm gonna come back in. Go finish.
yeah, we have some crazy women out here that might be in their feelings, or their boyfriend might be in their feelings, might feel a little threatened by the dad's role or whatever it may be. But again, you have to play the game better, but don't be the person that says that, you know, put it in your child's head that
Okay.
yeah, don't put it in your child's head that their other parent is the bad parent or whatever. You deal with mommy on a level.
Okay, he can't. Okay, well we'll do that because he's engaged.
Okay.
Can you hear her now?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, good.
Okay. What I'm saying is that you keep your relationship with your child. Don't worry about what the mother is doing. You have to deal with her on a different level because women are emotional creatures, They do things. We have some that are not quite in their right state frame of mind because of experiences that they have been through or what may have it. But you try to make the best out of it and play your part. That's all that you can do. Continuously play your part, no matter
You said
what
about,
the situation is going on. If your
you said
children
about my
looking
young,
at you, they done came up under their mother and they look at you as just a cash cow, okay, that's fine. Don't be that, but still play your part to your
you said,
best of your ability. That means time,
I'm,
that means conversation call. If nobody's making the effort, you make the effort.
Let me tell you what I learned. This is what I learned. I learned that while I had my son the whole time, and she actually gave me money a couple of times, and I was just like, I don't want it, but she insisted. What I done was take care of his necessities. School time, he needed pens, papers, you know what I mean? He needed nice sneakers because he represented me, so he was my dress-up doll, honestly, because I'm Goodwill. I don't care who ever know, I'm Goodwill, love the Goodwill, shout out to Goodwill, and that old hat section in the corner and them old golf clubs. I got to thank y'all for that. Because that golf game is very expensive, but if you know Goodwill, it can be very cheap. So I say all that to say, so I used to take my son there to get books on Friday, because every Friday we would get books. You can go to Goodwill and get books for 50 cents. So we would get like 10 books, and over the weekend we'll go through all of the books. So that was one of our pastimes. And then, as kids like to waste toys and waste them and to play with them 2 days and throw them away, they get Goodwill toys. Goodwill toys, trust me, the kids don't know no better. They just see something they ain't had. It might got a $2.47 stick on it, but it might just be in ink. You can wipe it off with some Clorox. Moral of the story, that kid ain't gonna know no better. He just wanna play with that toy he ain't seen before.
well, I have a 4-year-old that's calling me for the newest game system, so his brothers are tearing up. We sent some up there last Christmas, and they tore it up. And when I call to speak to my son, you can hear them in the background coaching him what to ask me for. And I refuse to send something for them to tear up. And I also have a young lady holding me down, which is my oldest daughter's mother, helping me out. And it's just turmoil with my child that's in New York's mother's playing games with all the stupid stuff. And my oldest daughter's mother, she's helping me out with she's been a big help to me from the time I got down here to now. And it's just ridiculous, man. There's just too many games.
But this is what I tell you to do. Okay, if your child is the youngest one in that group of people that's coaching them, how old is he?
He's 4.
Do you know what I do? Get all 4-year-old games. Listen, I'm telling you it's going to work. Get 4-year-old books, 4-year-old games, and then you can hook him up on the internet like I did with my son when he was 4. I got him a Nambi. And I ain't giving Nambi a shout out, but I got to, because let me tell you something. It's $150, $160 computer. But it reports to you every time he try to go on and buy a game because there's your credit card tied into it. You know what I'm saying? But you can get a lot of free games like Math Zombie. Math Zombie, like Family Matters, that's what this show is about. Math Zombies it's like 10 plus 10, 2 plus 2. My son was 4 answering this because the zombies was going to get him if he didn't answer the problem. He was like, Daddy, the zombies didn't get me. You feel me? And he was so ecstatic, and we'll shout, and I'll pick him up and run around the house with him. Because you got to get excited for every victory. I'm talking about if they squash a bug, you be like, yeah, you killed the roach. I don't care what it is. You got to get excited because at the end of the day, excitement creates enthusiasm. Enthusiasm creates, oh my God, incitement. And incitement creates thoughts and what to hold on to get that excitement from everybody. And they ain't gonna be running around talking about I kill roaches, but they're gonna be running around saying my daddy get excited when I do something good. So getting back, like with Jalen, with the Nambi. I did the Nambi with him, and then I also, you know what I'm saying, and it was crazy, for 2.5 years, he didn't want to play with no other toy under the Christmas tree but his Nambi.
Yeah.
Because the Nambi taught him Spanish, Japanese. He could say, Nambi, what is the biggest building in the world? You know the questions that your kids ask you that probably, I ain't going to say annoy you, but have you like, come on, man. You ask me another one of them questions. You can literally press the Google actual mic on the Nambi, and he can ask the computer. And what's so cool about it, they'll come to you with, Daddy, did you know the biggest building in the world was the building in Dubai? You feel me? You be like, wow, how'd you know that? Google told me. But you don't understand. When you get excited about that, he will retain that information. So don't get him nothing that 13-year-olds, 20-year-olds can play.
Halo.
Me too.
You
Yeah.
get what I'm saying? That don't make no sense.
Yeah, not at all.
I'm gonna get him some 4-year-old toys, and when y'all unravel it, guess what? Y'all gonna give it back to him because you don't want to play it.
Yeah, I feel it. 'Cause now he's asking me for this numbers game called Sticks. At first, I didn't know what it was, so I had to Google it because it's been so long.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm going to get. And like you said, when they open the presents up, it's going to be surprise, surprise.
Yeah, it's gonna be 4-year-old stuff, leapfrog stuff. Because believe it or not, they say, and I believe this. My son, man, I don't want to keep talking about my son, but I
You know
promise
Jalen.
you, he was a genius, man. My son, first little physical combat at school, he came home and said, "Daddy, the left side of my brain tells me to wrestle. The right side tells me to fight." I listened to the wrong side of my brain today, Daddy. He was 4, man. So when he said it, I said, "Hold up, this kid on another level. He ain't talking like I don't know." I hate that.
Yes.
He's never said that. And I
Yeah,
told him
I-
a liar. I made him feel like, the Grim Reaper was going to come out the closet if he lied. I ain't going to let him lie. I made lies so tumultuous because you need a character witness.
That's right.
You need somebody to trust and believe in who you are and how you get down. And I said, "Son, today I can't trust you. I'm going to have to give you over to them." So I made that very important. So he brutally honest. And to go back to what you were saying, it's about connecting with that child. And then after you buy that stuff, fly down there unexpectedly, pop up on him, and take him out. You feel me? Spend that time and have your own. Sometimes we got to cancel vacation to deal with a real situation.
Yeah, I'm trying, man. It's just that for his mother, for her to be an adult, she acts like a child.
Okay,
When I
but
was
I
poor-
wouldn't be combative with it. What I do is I get somebody in the middle. Do you and her mom get along?
That's part of the problem.
Okay, well, how about this? Do you and her sister get along? Because with my son's situation, it was his aunt.
Yeah, his aunt, she works a lot. She's in Brooklyn, so I really don't see her like that, And
But is she cool?
she gonna side with her sister before me. Trust me on that.
Okay, well, it ain't a side. It's almost like, if you're not combative, who they fighting? If you're not spitting venom back, who is it landing on? You see what I'm saying? Let them say whatever they say, because she just told you right here on the show, women are emotional.
Yeah,
That's why if Hillary Clinton get power, she have a little menstrual, we all in damn trouble. She
Yeah.
gonna press the button for no damn, excuse me, for no reason, because she was cramping.
yeah, I know that
Somebody
feeling.
said something crazy.
Yeah, because my friend, she bipolar.
Okay, now that's just my opinion. Now I'm gonna let Lyric talk because she looking at me like, how dare you? For real, man. And Hillary supports Planned Parenthood. Planned Parenthood, the owner and creator of Planned Parenthood said that black children are like weeds in the grass. We must wing them out. She said the
Yeah.
children.
Now that has cut down. Planned Parenthood has cut down on a lot of.
I can't hear her.
Hey, brother, we appreciate your call. I got calls coming in, but thank you, brother.
No problem.
Thanks.
Yeah, Planned Parenthood has cut down on a lot of large households because when grandma was coming, there was 13, 14 kids in the house.
Everybody ate.
Everybody ate.
Had a steak.
Everybody, I remember my granddad coming home from school and my granddaddy had raccoons and squirrels laid up on the table, and that's what we had for dinner.
And I'm at my house looking at my boy next door, seeing what he got. Talking about, can I get your end pieces of your bread?
Okay.
You don't like that. Hey, look, I done came up with a con. You don't like them end pieces. Nobody like the burnt part. Who like the burnt part? And you know what Red would do? And it's Red.
Yeah.
Red be like, hey, you know what, Jay? And me and Bernard would fight over the end pieces. I ain't ashamed to say that on national television.
But the earpiece,
We
look,
were greasy.
let me tell y'all
But you
something.
best believe I
That
got
government
charred real
bread,
money on me now.
that government cheese, that was some good. I wish I want some of that cheese right now. I'm sorry, that was some good cheese.
I ain't gonna promote that cheese.
I really don't, but that was some good cheese, but I wouldn't mind one of them sandwiches.
Yes,
I know some good cheese.
Because they locked you down. They locked you down. You weren't hungry because you were locked.
You wasn't.
You were locked down.
You wasn't. And the bread be about that
were locked.
thick. That was some good eating. My grandma never let nobody go hungry. It would be people come to her door say they hungry, and she would give them a plate. She would always make enough for
Lock 'em up.
everybody. Everybody. Nobody went hungry around my neighborhood, not around my grandma. We don't do that.
And one thing I can say about Elise McNeil, God bless the living, because I know that woman with me right now, she's standing right over there looking at me like, I told you run your mouth, you going to eat, boy. But this is what she also told me. She said, when you leave out of town, and this is not a suggestion to leave or go anywhere, but she told me when I leave and go out of town, I do well for myself. Basically what she was saying, around strangers, they treat me better. You know, and her thing was, you know, stay where you at, be where you be. Don't come back here no more. And this Southside Durham she talking this. They lived in that house for 64 years. So, you know what I mean? And it took me, by surprise that she was so serious. And I remember I came down on the weekend. She was like, when you leaving? You leaving tomorrow? All right, you make sure you get out of here now. Because her definition of Durham on a pretty one. So at the end of the day, but she knew, but I ain't see her tell nobody else that though. You know what I'm saying? So when I think about it, Grandma always meant well, and like she said, nobody. And if I ain't learned nothing else from her, 2 things she taught me. Never let somebody see you eating and they want some and you not offer. Because that person might not, they might not have had nothing to eat. Then even if they have, and guess what? You should be better than them and offer something. Then she also told me, as long as you live, and there going to be bills that come to you, that's part of being an adult. Take care of you first. She said, because it's going to be late anyway. The light bill going to be twinkling like about to cut off, but you catch it and give them a little deposit, you can catch it. Her thing is, if you need socks and drawers and soap, toilet paper, some food, you better take care of that house first. Because honestly, how you going to get through the week ain't no groceries in there? How you gonna talk to people breath stinking, you ain't brush your teeth, tell them, nah, I can't afford no toothpaste right now. You gonna have many girlfriends or friends at all, with the wolf pack in your
I'm
mouth.
one of them friends that'll tell you, look, your breath is kicking.
Your breath is smelling like Chinese ninjas in a karate fight in your gums. Well, moral of the story, it's not a good thing. So we say that to say, never shortchange yourself to take care of a majority that has a lot. Because in some instances, in all instances, they got a payment plan. And sometimes when your bills are caught up, do the payment plan too, to get hella caught up. You see what I'm saying? You got the money. Wait till the 15th. Here it is, you got a whole nother check by then, and then pay it. You get what I'm saying? You stack a lot. And then I heard this from a very wealthy man. He said, you ain't gonna get rich unless you in debt. I was like, what are you talking about? He said, if you take that $10,000 you got cash, you can borrow $100,000. You get what I'm saying? You take that $100,000, let's say they give you $100,000 loan and clear and say, here's your $100,000. You can get $1 million. That's 10%. That's all they want is 10% when you're dealing with credit. So he let me know debt comes with the territory. It's what you do with the money when you get it, though. So if you get it and buy Ray Ray a necklace, Keita Bug a chain, little Ray Ray a tattoo, and little rent, and some new shoes. Ain't nobody came up. Everybody shining for a week, but you're gonna be broke again. But you go turn around and you open up a hair store, a tax office, and I ain't gonna even go to salon. Because them barbershops and salon, they passe. You feel me? We need banks, we need grocery stores. We need people thinking big in the black community, personally black community. You know what I'm saying? And again, this is a call-in talk show. Call that number if y'all got something to say. And I know Durham and 50-50 Chapel Hill is like 7-10 and 7 something. And look, and Raleigh, you already know what it is. Our goal is everybody, this is your show. I'm looking for the proudest white woman to come up here any day and stand in the middle of us and speak for her cultural ethics, because again, this is your show. And this is not a talk about Durham only show or talk about black people and what they going through show. Who else I'm gonna talk about but my cultural ethics with my sister that probably grew up in the same little area I did or down the block, which she did. So don't really get it twisted. It's really, we only speaking from our cultural ethics. So if you got some cultural ethics you want to shine upon the black community, your own community, or even, just expound in your way, come on. I'm telling you to come up. I got room up here. There's a big old table up here. And bring your information. You know what I'm saying? You can bring your own, I don't know, banjo player. And we'll bam to him and he we'll do whatever you want to do right here at the People's Station. But getting back to you, what do you think about this My Brother's Keeper thing with Barack giving up? He's supposed to be giving up a couple few $1,000,000 to help from 16 to 22-year-olds.
Yeah.
You know, and connecting them with Duke University and big names. Instead of them digging holes, they'll be working beside a doctor, beside a manager, plant manager. What do you think of that?
I love that. I love that. It is. We have so many youth out here that have no direction, nowhere to go, nothing going on. We've had so many murders, the bodies just laying in the street. I'm tired. We need something that is positive for our young black men, because in a minute we're not going to have any. We're not going to have any. They're going to be all dead or locked up or somewhere just drifting. And if you're drifting, then you're already dead and locked up, because you're not free. You're just walking in a body, but you're not free. So this right here is a link to freedom. It's linked to jobs. It's linked to education. It's valuable. So if you have a young man that you're worried about, or even if you're not worried about him, if he's just that bright, that gifted, if you just got a young man that needs some guidance, some leadership, just a little bit of direction.
Especially if they ain't no dad at
just
home.
Just a little bit. Then yes.
Because the way I look at it is the pants hanging out on the butt. I done called it ain't no dad at home syndrome.
Yeah.
Because if daddy was there, trust and believe, and he was solid, he would not. We got another call coming in. Let's see who this is. Caller, you're on the air. The topic is Family Matters. And tell us why the family matters.
Oh, family matters because that is your foundation. That's where you go home to. That's where everything you build for is the root cause, you know? That's how I feel.
All right, what do you think about the dinner table concept? Do you think we've lost the dinner table concept with talking to the kids? And why do you think we lost it?
Okay, the dinner table concept has been lost because pretty much, it's a bunch of, usually when I used to go home to my family table, I had my mom and my dad, and we ate together. And so when there wasn't both of them there, then we started to eat in front of the TV. And so now, society is more like catered toward being in front of the phone or watching TV or playing the PlayStation. And so it's less social. And so probably in the future, it's probably going to be less and less prevalent because people would rather be on their phone or watch TV. And, that's where they feel comfortable at now.
Now, I think it's more so parents trying to be their children's friends. You get what I'm saying? Because when I was growing up, my mama wasn't my friend. My daddy wasn't never my friend. I knew where he was at. He just wasn't in the house. But they were never, ever, ever my friend. You get what I'm saying? They were my parents. And regardless what happened, and my dad and I, my mama was strong. Shout out to Margaret, Bull City Margaret, one more time. My mama was so strong, dog.
That.
Let me tell you something. My mama was so strong, bro. She had me. And I won't know, I'm going to tell you the type of kid I was, how big my imagination. This going to flip y'all out. You remember cartoons? You watched the cartoons? And
Yeah.
you remember the coyote would take an umbrella and he'll float down, you know what I mean? After the road runners and stuff explode. And that might have been him or Bugs Bunny. I don't know. But I literally took an umbrella because I found a big giant. Well, it was big giant to me, you know what I mean? I literally climbed on the roof of the house. And this the project now. This the roof. If you go on the little roof right there, I climbed out my window. Now, imagine a child like this. I did this. I ain't talking about some little kid I know. Me, Mr. Imagination, gone wild, little kid, man. I jumped off the roof thinking I would float. Okay? My mama was standing looking outside. She saw me come flying past the runner like, yeah, doom, crashing to my ankles. So I say that to say, when you got a child like that, it take a special mama, man, not to kill you, disfigure you, or maim you, or really, and my mama wasn't soft at all. OGs used to holler at Margaret. So what would you do with a child like that you don't know what he gonna do next? And let's talk to mama. Hold up. Mama, what would you do?
I be doing what I'm doing right now. You fool. Look at you.
That's
Look
what
at
she
you. And I'm
did.
going to let you sit there for a minute before I take you to the hospital.
I ain't break nothing, though. I ain't break nothing. But it hurt, though. I tried to lay there for a minute.
Yeah. Ooh. That's
I had to
about
lay
all
there
you
a
can
minute.
do. Yeah. With that situation
My
right there,
legs were
is all
stinging.
right?
They were stinging. You know how your leg be stinging? Y'all probably wouldn't know. Y'all
Yes.
ain't jumped that high.
I did jump out that window.
I jumped. And I was like, about 7. You couldn't tell me I was doing nothing wrong because I totally believe I was going to float
I
down.
can fly.
And then create an invention after that. I don't know. I thought I was one of them dudes. But for all the daddies out there who's having issues in the Carolina area, Triangle area that need help, I want y'all to reach out to this man, Mr. Weems, because his right-hand man. Mr. Weems teach you how to start your business, get your business up and running. But if you speak to him about the issues you're having with your child custody case, with the judges and lawyers, this guy can really point you in the right direction. I wish I had his partner's number. But call Mr. Weems. His number is 919-349-3449. 919-349-3449. This is a gentleman that I met at the Black Wall Street Conference. And I'm talking about a white man in his 70s. And, he told me that he had a near-death experience, that he surpassed with cancer. I called him Superman after that. Then he only works with people dealing with child custody cases and needing help starting their business. Well, his partner do the child custody stuff. But that's for my guy, New York. No matter where you at, he can help you. Because he's going to teach you how to do the affidavit, papas, all of that. And I had to do all of that too. So at the end of the day, but family do matter. But another thing that family actually need to focus on is the financing. Okay. You're a child only for a couple minutes. Okay? Think how long you're a child. Why we're not telling these children about Roth IRAs or debt to ratio income, LTVs, you know what I'm saying? Legal liability corporations, contract and compliance, how important the contract is in business, how putting stuff on paper is important. And what I noticed, I ain't get none of that.
No, none of us got any of
Because
that.
we were so busy talking about, what we gonna eat today. And I ain't gonna even lie. I mean, I wish I had some plastic on, but I'll show you what was the sound, but I can't show it to you now. But moral of the story, when you grow up in an environment to where food is important, just wearing decent clothes that you can wear. It ain't have to be name brand. It could just be decent clothes. Do you know what that stuff do to your psyche? Family matters, okay? I want y'all to know. And if I knew then what I know now, when my mom took me to Goodwill, instead of me, I don't want to wear no Goodwill. Everybody go know them Jordache. Don't nobody wear Jordache no more. Everybody know them Jordache. And them Galaxy 3 jeans, them Galaxy 5s.
Yes.
I had some Galaxy 5s that turned my socks blue. You remember them jeans you put on turn your socks? Okay, I'm just talking about humble beginning. I'm talking about the Pierre Bone sweatsuit. The khaki sweatsuit. Now, don't make a khaki sweatsuit, but Pierre Bone did at Roses. Was that Roses?
Yeah.
I had a Pierre Bone, and I had the Cougars.
5 and dime.
And look, I had the Cougars, yo. And I thought I could outrun everybody in them Cougars. Till they cracked up on me like an egg. So, moral of the story. So when you see my shoe game all the way up. You get what I'm saying? But it was only not out of vanity, out of just when
Necessity.
you're an adult and like, man, I wasn't able to have that then, and you learn to appreciate stuff. So what was y'all wearing? What was the girls wearing? The jellies?
The girls was wearing
The jellies and the
jellies.
cutouts.
They had everything. They had it all. I didn't have this stuff, but they had it. I didn't have it. I didn't have my first matching anything, clothes, shoes, all of that. I got that myself. When I'm 12 or 13.
You like me.
I was Mitch Mac and hand me down all the way up.
So that was you with them clothes on?
That was
Oh,
me.
okay. I
That
ain't
was me.
even know
That was me. With the big thick
I
glasses
thought
like
what that
this.
damn girl was.
The little girl that you make jokes on, yeah,
Hey,
that was me.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, dude.
That was me. But yeah, and I used to be the little girl to sit there and be,
Shit, I was in Miss Newton.
I wish I had just some kids,
Hey,
you
I
know.
was in Miss Newton.
Right.
I don't know if y'all know Hope Middle School. I don't care. Guess what? Miss Newton kids coming up.
Okay.
Coach Steger, Miss Newton, y'all know that Woo Wham. Anyway,
Yes.
yeah.
Shout out to Miss Grant. She told me to hang in there.
Yes, sir. Miss Love, Miss Love. Give Miss Love some love.
Yeah.
Let me see Mr. Turr. Mm-hmm. You went to
Yeah.
Houghton.
I went to Houghton for a couple of semesters.
Okay.
I went to generally all the schools because I was a foster kid for a time, so I moved
Okay.
around a lot.
Okay.
So I got to experience each
So you went to
neighborhood.
Broaden,
I went everywhere.
EK Pool.
I went everywhere. I went to what's the school? Fairville Street.
See, if you was from Figaro, they won't letting you come. They were like, leave them over there. leave them little in court, Kendrick Circle over there. I'm just
Yeah.
saying. But regardless what your demographics is, I mean, at the end of the day, my producers, I'm going to ask them what that means. But at the end of the day, the demographics really doesn't matter. Love on your kids. Read them bedtime stories. Find out what's on their mind. Interact with them about everything. Be more of a companion, not a friend. Because a friend gets played, get lied to, get money borrowed and they ain't going to pay it back. Think about what you go through with your friend. Do you want to be that with your child? Because when my homie don't pay me back, guess what? I cut him off. And then when he wants something to eat, guess what? He got to be like, bruh, man, and come through the window because I ain't going to open the door. So I say all that to say, we got to start taking care of these babies because a lot of people care more about their friends and their children,
Yes.
their man more than
Yeah.
their children. Their new man, oh, my God, the new man, you would think he's a Spider Morphin
God's all
Power
to
Ranger.
give to the power. No, and you know what?
And men, if y'all doing that to the women, children, all that, y'all wrong for that, bruh.
I
Y'all
don't
wrong.
care if you're new or you're old. You ain't coming to my house. Don't ask. Ain't cooking you nothing. You ain't meet maturing. We ain't finna do none of that. No.
See, that's chivalry.
You know?
See, you gotta say chivalry. I do believe in
You
the
gotta
old
earn that.
adultman. I do believe in, hey, all right, you going on now. I don't need nothing. Give me a kiss, all right? You gonna kiss me right now? All right, that's what's up. You gotta deal with that, especially if you like something. And then you gotta look at it. If you like something enough, you gotta be ready for resistance because if it was so easy to get, somebody else already have it. 10 seconds. Somebody will already have it if it was so easy to get. So you have to work on it, fellas. Don't quit. If you really like her, you might wind up loving her if she's in your head like that. But then I got to give a shout out. Family Matters is still about family. For these mothers, with these children that want to put relationship before the kids. Stop shopping in prison. Stop shopping in prison. Because I'm seeing it in my own family. Y'all sending letters out to these cats. Don't know if they've been playing knockout, punch out.
Pitching this.
You feel me? Pitching in the dark. Pitching in triple darkness.
Who catching?
I mean, and who catching? You get what I'm saying? And it's not making no sense because men are out here now. They might not be your type. Instead of him having a 5.0, he got a Tercel. Instead of him having a job at Duke, he at Wendy's. Instead of him having, that big old chest and them big arms, he don't have no muscles. You sometimes got to sacrifice all of that to get a good man. You feel me? Because it seems like it's more about getting a good stand-in
Look.
or a good image beside you when you broke, starving, kids ain't ate, but he looked strong. How the hell that? You got a strong man and kids out here with Sassoon jeans in 2015. If your kids got on cross colors today, I damn you. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I wasn't supposed to say that. If your kids is wearing cross color, Sassoon, pinstripe leads, and they really classics, you wrong for that. Because I know somebody else doing something out here better than that, and you're making money.
Okay.
And ladies, stop buying these men, okay? We need to stop buying these men. Because what happens is you make him weaker. Because a man is supposed to be the provider. Now, I understand you helping him to get on his feet. But after 60 days, and I'm going to say 60 days, ain't 90. You don't need 90. You just need a job in 2 weeks. Can I get an amen? He don't need nothing, she don't need nothing. He don't need nothing, she don't need nothing. But a job in 2 weeks to be able to help that family. So if you giving them 9 months, we got 3 more minutes. If you giving them 9 months, 22 days, and all your food stamps, he ain't gonna go there. 9 days, and you giving him all your little money, taking him to TJ Maxx and Marshall so he'll look good beside you, he gonna take them same clothes and walk out on you. He gonna get a new girlfriend with that new outfit you got him because you never taught him you were valuable. You told him you were there. So once you put that value back in yourself, he'll tell you, hey, baby, that's enough. I like the jeans, I like the shirts. Now I can get a job now. That's what a real man gonna say. But if he's still like, girl, these jeans ain't right, you ain't get no pinstripes. No, I'm joking. But if he be like, you ain't give me no trues. Where my trues at? These ain't Robins. These ain't DK. If he start doing that, you better delete the files. Take that little sexual activity y'all had and just look at it as a wind-song memory. For real. Talk,
I'm
look.
telling you, if it don't feel right, if it make you do like this,
It's crack rock. That's what they call it, crack. It's a great
I
crack.
swear, these men out here got some.
It ain't just the men, it's women, because women out here selling prescriptions too.
Yes.
And they like, I need you, I love you, I love you. When the whole time, really, my bill $2,200, you got something on?
Yeah.
And they invite you into their home. Listen to me. They're inviting you to their home. You heard me? And I mean, they pay bills.
And that's it.
And that's it. Down value what you say, what you talking about, your ambitions,
Can't
your
say nothing to
kids,
your kids.
your nothing.
Nothing.
And then you'll know it because they never ask about your kids. Then you'll notice they never, when you talking about your dreams, like, hey, look, I had a talk show today. Did you see the show? Nah, I ain't. Nah, I ain't time for that. But we'll watch it next week. We'll watch it next week sometime. So if you are their quote unquote backbone lover, fighter, prince, all that good shit, why they ain't watch your show? 2 seconds. Why they ain't come by the barbershop to see how good you are cutting hair? Why they ain't come by your drive-through at Wendy's and get that hookup that you've been telling her to come and get because you've been dying to give them 2 burgers for $1? Either way it go, she need to be supportive. And I was joking about the burger because, you know, if you like her, you're going to hook her up.
Yeah.
So go and get that burger. It is what it is. But we almost about to shut it down today. The day was good. I enjoyed the show. Hope y'all did.
Yes.
But family do matters, y'all. And then go back to Mr. Weems. Mr. Weems' email address is edweems. That's EDWEENS at venturemanagementinc.com or 919-349-3449 and ask him, can he point you in the right direction to get help with your children? All right, another show. Thank y'all for participating, coming in. Thank you, Lyric, again.
No problem. I love it.
For the female injury and the callers. Thank y'all. Peace out. See y'all again next Tuesday. All right, boys. See ya.